doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up? How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up? How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up? How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up?
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Brothers Breaking Bread podcast in the house. Hey,
We'll have a little potluck. Have everybody over. It'll be good.
Yeah, let's make it happen. Let's not just talk about it.
this is a beautiful thing, man. Just all this blackness, and we all just getting together. We playing dominoes, we eating, we drinking.
And, you know, food is always just the extra, man.
They deprive these people of their basic human rights. You know, and we call ourselves Americans. We're supposed to be above all this.
They'll fake the crisis. They'll make it seem way out of proportion.
We brothers, we breaking bread.
How y'all doing? We out here, chilling in the spot. What up?
Trying to hold it all together, man. Life is moving fast right now, man. So it's good to have everybody come through.
I love that, man. I love it a lot more than I could say to you guys.
So the Obama administration came to me because these big corporations were trying to get bigger. They were trying to buy bigger assets. And so the Obama administration came to me and said, Comcast wants to buy this and Charter wants to buy that, blah, blah, blah. Are they good corporate citizens? And I said, do you want the Hollywood answer or do you want the real answer? They said, we want the real answer. I said, the answer is not no, it's hell no. They're not good corporate citizens. They said, how do you figure? I said, well, the industry spends $70 billion a year licensing cable networks. $70 billion. And African-American owned media gets zero. Zero. And that's not fair. And they said, we hear that a lot, but what are you willing to do? They said people are afraid to speak up because of reciprocity, of repercussions. And I said, I'll speak up. And I said, but I'm going to do it in a way we won't have to deal with it anymore. So I filed these lawsuits that ended up being historic. I filed a $20 billion lawsuit against Comcast and a $10 billion lawsuit against Charter. And
why weren't you afraid to do that as a TV guy?
once again, you got to burn the knee pads. And I knew we were positioned to fail. We didn't have true economic inclusion, that we weren't really dealing with the fourth and final chapter. So I said, we're going to do this the right way. So we took them.
Hey, what's going on out there, Brothers Breaking Bread podcast? Coming back at you, Triple B's in the house. KC Stork. Half of the Brothers of Doom. Joe's in the house. It's just us. No adult supervision, no chaperone, no big brothers.
That'd be trouble. That'd be trouble right there.
That'd be trouble.
Looking over it. So, left our own devices.
Own devices, dog. We're going to do what the fuck we want.
Yeah.
Pay what we want. Talk about what we want.
And ain't nobody going to stop us.
Can't nobody stop us. Matter of fact, I record the show. You edit the show. They couldn't stop us no way if they wanted to. Nigga. Being free. I mean, some would say we like the Byron Allens of the podcast thing. We doing it our own way.
We like the Byron Allens of the podcast world. We black multimedia moguls making not a dime. Comcast.
Oh shit. We're not making no money.
Nigga, Comcast ain't giving us no money either. We need to sue them too, man. Fuck that shit. Supreme Court.
Hey, matter of fact, let's where he at? DC?
Yeah.
Let's go DC. Now, hey, Byron, we want our piece of the pie, my nigga. But
Class action.
Class action. But if you don't know out there, man, we ain't gonna get into it, just deep into it, man. But just get on Google, type up that brother's name. His name will be in the show notes, Byron Allen, and just see.
Nigga, everybody remember Byron Allen? He used to do like the fucking shit on like.
He had like late night talk shows.
Yeah, like late night talk shows. Like it would be like fucking. Nah, it'd be like Saturday at like fucking 3:00.
Yeah.
where he had something talking about what's going on in the movies or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, and but he even talked about. It was another interview that I read that he had, where he talked about how he was just buying up all these like late night slots for cheap, and then just flipping them and reselling them, and then like they got the Weather Channel.
That's what I'm saying. You didn't buy the Weather Channel?
Yeah, who would have thought to buy the Weather Channel? Yeah. I'm just saying, though, like, if you don't know, shame on you. But you need to enlighten yourself and read up on this man and what he did. I mean, you talk about hustling. This is some hustling, nigga. That nigga's a hustler, dog. Straight up.
Well, he said what's going on is he sued them for unfair practice towards African Americans, and it's going back to a 1866 law.
Yeah,
something from Reconstruction, Civil Rights Act of 1866, and basically it was about fair work practice because they knew slaves weren't going to be able to, get jobs coming out of slavery, so the Congress passed laws to make sure they had fair practices. And basically, it's going to the Supreme Court. The Trump administration is in on it.
Yep.
On Comcast side.
Of course.
And he's out there fighting for the culture, man. So they trying to get fucking laws that's been around for 150 years reversed. The Trump administration and Comcast. So they trying to set black people back and their ability to work, or maybe not work, but get contracts freely. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. All
the way back to Jim Crow era. So
it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Past Jim Crow. You know, back to Andy Bellum. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So. But hey, don't vote. Don't get out and vote because votes don't matter. They don't.
Not at all.
Not at all. Has nothing to do with the Supreme Court. Has nothing to do with judges on lower courts.
Elections have consequences.
We keep talking about it. But hey, man, before we get deep into it, to the topics, check in. How you doing? You famous, dog. I got like a little a clip of you calling football games.
Little something. That's like my little side hustle, man. My little nigga. I be out there for 3-4 hours calling football games to make like what $33. But it's
a labor of love, though.
A labor. It is. It's something to do on a Friday night. I call high school football games in the urban school district where I work, and I do it for fun. You know what I'm saying? So it's nice to get out there. I try to add a little action, a little excitement to the games. Let the kids, get some love, get their name shouted out, that type of thing at the games, and when they do well, and it's kind of fun, man. So.
And that's cool. I think I'm like even like one. I do like the getting out there. You get something to buy a bottle of Dominican rum that might kill you later on. You get enough money for that. But
hey, I'm getting up on this right now. Dominicana, used to be around from Dominican.
But I think I like even more.
Customs.
You down there in the urban league, man, and yeah, that's important.
Mm-hmm.
That's important. Everybody want to, we out here in the suburbs. When we out these big, almost look like junior college stadiums, these summits, and the rape, and we're just getting away from the fact that there are still children in the inner city that play sports. People forget sometimes.
This is really what's going on is pretty exciting for us, man.
Yeah.
Lincoln, which is right in my backyard. I live. I don't know. I might start telling people, and I got people beating on my door.
Yeah. You live down by the city. That's all I need to know.
I live in the city, but specifically Lincoln High School.
Yeah.
And so they just got their stadium finished a month ago, and I think we talked about it on the podcast the first time we had a game there.
It was like about 2, 3, maybe 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. Yeah.
Something like that. And so. Normally, I would have been the announcer for that game too, but they had the other announcer. It was a Lincoln coach, so they wanted him to do it, and that's perfectly understandable.
I get it.
But so what happened is they just finished their stadium, and so they got this blue turf on there. I call it the Smurf turf, but I ain't did it over the loudspeaker yet. So they got this blue turf. It's really beautiful, man. The alumni is very excited about it. But the thing about it is that in conjunction with them opening their stadium up this year, they're undefeated. And that's like the first time that's happened, ever. This Interscholastic League probably hasn't had a football team this good probably since shoot, my guys at Central in like '98. You know, that's probably the last time I've seen a football team that's gone or had the potential to go this far in the playoffs, as Lincoln looks like they're about to do. So they've got home field throughout, and so as long as they keep winning, I'm gonna keep announcing.
It looks sweet, bro. Outside the field looks sweet. The uniforms look sweet. I like it.
Yeah, the uniforms look really nice. They got these black uniforms with blue numbers now. I hate them. Because I be trying to figure out who the hell the number is. I can't tell. Shit, I'm going blind, nigga. I need to probably get some glasses or some shit.
I'm old.
Dark out there. They got the black uniforms on with the dark blue numbers on. I don't know what the hell the number is, so I'll be guessing half the time.
Somebody from Paseo just scored. This cheer.
There it is. Hey, Lincoln touchdown. I don't know who the hell did it. So.
Good.
I mean, it's fun.
Good stuff, man. Your boy. So, I know a few weeks back I talked a lot of shit about fuck the military in the Army, and I'm not doing no retired reserve shit. I was informed by my colleague that I have to issue a retraction.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, I will be entering the retired reserves. but
that nigga was talking all that shit.
Nah, bruh, I put my old man bifocals on and looked at that money I'm leaving on the table. I said, ooh.
CTC, nigga.
Ooh.
They gonna cut the check.
Cut the check, dog. It's like, you talking about $200-$300 a month. You just leaving there on the table. At the age of 58, I want my money. That's vacation money.
Yeah, CTC.
So yeah.
Check.
Going to retired reserves, man, and I don't know, man. Of course, this is my first job that I've retired from, and I'm like.
So have you officially retired?
Well, now it's all my paperwork's in, so now it's just a thing of waiting for. In the military, you get a
bureaucracy.
Yeah, bureaucracy. Then you get an order that sends you to the retired reserves. So I get an order to So basically, I'm being transferred to another unit. So an order has to be published.
Okay.
So now it's just a waiting game. Literally, I got my 20-year letter. I got counseled by my commander. All my points up until now have been sent forward to HRC, which is the basically the headquarters or the Human Resource Command for the entire Army, both Reserve, National Guard, and active duty. And basically it's just them making sure everything's good to go. They cut an order. I go to retired reserves. But the thing is, though, I can't get any money until I'm 58.
Can't get no money until you're 58.
Nah, that's all about. I get nothing since the majority of my time was as a reservist.
Mm-hmm.
So what they do? So most reservists can't collect any money until they're 60. They have some, I don't know the algorithm, but they have some algorithm that says when you serve this much time on active duty, matter of fact, it might be like 57, 56 now I think about it. But anyway, the algorithm says you serve this much time on active duty, will reduce the age that you can start collecting money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's the whole thing about the retired reserves. So you basically sit there in the retired reserve. So from the age of, probably from 42 to about either it'll be 56, 58, somewhere in there, I sit. But what happens is my percentage of pay continues to grow. They have a whole algorithm for that. It continues to grow up until my reduced age that I can collect. And it's weird because like if I was active duty, if I was active duty and retired, as soon as I got out at 42 and got that order that I'm retired, I get that pay, I get that money.
Right.
But it's just weird, and then like it's like they almost don't want you to have it because like a lot of people in the reserves don't know about the retired reserves. They don't find out anything about it. They just started doing these briefings like 4 or 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they almost don't, it's like, hey, thank you for 20 years.
Secret, huh?
Figure it the fuck out, nigga. It's just weird, man. And of course, we're gonna get old. We're gonna retire from our other civilian jobs. So
is the algorithm gonna change when Trump decides he want to invade fucking Ukraine to get the fucking dirt on Joe
who
Biden?
knows? They really have done a fucked up job of like TRICARE, like medical benefits for reservists, and also active duty too. They fucked up a lot of that shit. Cause like you would think, okay, and I ain't saying it should be free, or maybe it should. I don't know. Depending on who you talk to, how they feel about veterans, whatever. But yeah, I'm healthy. I still work, so I should have to pay something. I'm okay with that, but I shouldn't have to pay $1,047 a month for medical coverage if I want to use the retired reserves TRICARE.
Right.
That's ridiculous, dog.
I agree.
And I get that there are people out there that pay a lot of money for their premiums, but when I was a reservist, I think it was like $200 or $300 a month for me and all my kids. And I got a gang of kids, nigga. So that's pretty good for a premium. Yeah. And then now all of a sudden that I'm retired reserves, it triples.
Damn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dog. It's crazy.
Yeah. Uncle Sam, that's your boy.
And like I said, I don't know if you saw the post I put on Facebook. I said, I don't know exactly what happened, but somewhere in 2016, the rules for TRICARE changed. I don't know what happened in 2016. And each year, 2016, 17, 18, the premiums have increased since 2016. But also, I'm sure, like,
what happened in 16?
I don't know. Did you know?
Was it like around November or something?
Around November-ish, somewhere in November 2016, something weird happened. Did Popeyes release the chicken sandwich?
No, I think that's been recent.
That's recent. You right.
Murked over that shit.
You right. Niggas been getting murked. Old white women been getting body slammed in the streets.
Niggas.
We shouldn't laugh at that. Fuck her. She said, nigga, she know the rules, dog. I'm sorry.
Yeah, nigga, you know the rules.
That is what they call it. That is a social contract in 2019. If you go anywhere full of niggas and you ain't a nigga and you call them niggas, you might get there's a 9% chance you're gonna get fucked up on the way out.
You might get chokeslammed.
And the thing is though, and we getting off track. Well, fuck, it's us. The thing is though,
we ain't got no supervision. Nigga.
No supervision. So hold on. At least she made it out alive.
Yeah.
The other nigga didn't.
Because they stabbed a nigga over a chicken sandwich, bro. To death.
To death. Damn.
Over Popeye's chicken sandwich, bro.
And I'm gonna go on record as saying that it ain't that good.
So, you got one?
Yeah, but it was in Topeka, so it might have been a white Popeye's chicken sandwich.
The right Popeye's, nigga.
It might not, because I was like, I guess.
I don't know.
It was really like and back in the day in high school, you was like, man, you really just lusting after that girl, and you're like, man, I've been trying to spit game at her for the last like couple of months, and she finally like, yeah, come through, and it's just like, I could just.
It's all about the chase.
Yeah, but dog. I was so, because it was like we had a 3-day drill, and so that Friday, it was like last week when they released it on they released on a Saturday, right? Because it was a day before National Chicken Sandwich Day, and I think Chick-fil-A was closed that Sunday. So that Friday, I was in the drive-thru. Cause I was gonna get something else. We were going to some Chinese restaurant. I didn't want that shit. And they was like, I was like, oh, they got I said, y'all got the sandwiches? They said, no, we give them tomorrow, but we just put the promo up. I said, okay. So I got there and it was a Sunday. There we go. And thank goodness Topeka's conservative town, cause everybody's at church. So nigga, like literally when I got in line, it was like 3 cars ahead of me. Got the sandwich. Like as I was pulling out, dog, them cars is out to the street because everybody's getting out of church.
So that's how you do it. You got to go to a
I think it depends on the city, though. I think it depends on because I was up in Topeka, Kansas when I got my sandwich.
So if you're willing to go to hell,
yeah, okay. You know, you have to skip a service, bro, to get that sandwich.
to get this.
And maybe that, you know what? Now you bring it to my attention. Maybe I got the heathen sandwich, nigga.
There it is. Yeah, they say the good one for the Saints.
They say the good one for the Saints, nigga.
When the Saints come marching in, bro.
I mean, you know what? I will say it was bigger than what I thought it would be. It was a big ass sandwich for a chicken sandwich. It was nice size, but it just I'm like,
You got the spicy one and not the regular one, right?
I got the spicy one. I was like, yeah.
All right. And what's supposed to be heat, bro? I don't know.
I mean, I would get another one, but maybe that's what it is. Like the build up for it, dog. Like, cause when it first came out, I was down in San Antonio. I was down in San Antonio for training, and then that's when the bitches was like, by 2 p.m. they was sold out. So I was like, God damn, this motherfucker must be fire.
Yeah.
And when I got it, I was like, it's pretty good for a fast food chicken sandwich. I don't think people should be getting stabbed for it. I don't think old white ladies should be getting body slammed in the streets for it. But oh well.
I mean, sometimes a nigga gotta get stabbed. That's all I gotta say.
But I think that was more because that nigga just cut the line. I don't even know if it was.
Yeah.
But I guess still it was chicken sandwich.
Why do you cut the line?
You're right. That's why I said before I said I was like, but yeah, I don't know. This is a bad time, dog. Our grandkids are gonna look back at this and be like, "Granddaddy, you was part of that chicken craze." I'm like, damn.
But
Yeah.
nigga, this shit was all predicted though. Hey man,
Boondocks.
They talk about fucking the Simpsons, how they be predicting shit. Nigga, the Boondocks had this shit to a T.
To a T. Hey, you think about it though, in a way, Kanye West is Uncle Ruckus when he was the preacher. Hey, bro. No. That nigga said, I want you to ball your fist up and punch your neighbor in the face, nigga.
I rebuke you.
I rebuke y'all. Kanye West, Uncle Ruckus, dog. They called it.
Of Reagan and white Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
But long story short, dog, it's all good over here. Man, you're gonna retire. Yeah, life is good, man. Got all the boys in the house except for Ahmad. I found out my Zakia, I guess she's DJing some party up out there in Philadelphia on her campus. So she has to tell me how that goes. But outside of that, man, life is good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. I'm going to play this clip real quick.
Due to scandals about blackface. It's only been a few decades since blackface came to be seen as socially unacceptable. It has been used to demean and rob black people of dignity, and it's a part of American history. Blackface started in the northern United States in the minstrel shows of the mid-19th century. The white performers darkened their skin with polish and cork, mimicking southern slaves, portraying them as lazy, as ignorant, as prone to crime. You don't need to be an expert to know.
Hold on, man. This is Don Lemon exploring. My bad. I pushed the wrong one, y'all. I'm trying to find this video. Anyway, man. So Don Lemon is covering the history of blackface. Your boy out here tripping, live podcasting, had the wrong link up.
Yeah, because
here's the right link. Hold on. Let me. Hold on, here we go.
Opportunities limitless, possibilities senseless. What will you do? Millions of people, not enough to eat. What will we do? With AI, Microsoft technology, the future.
I'm sorry, I should be laughing. That nigga hit that AI, dog.
he trying to be common out there.
I know. Every time I hear this shit, that nigga with AI. Hold on, dog.
Not enough to eat. What will we do? With AI, Microsoft technology, the future is up to you. You can do it. With AI, the future will blow your mind.
This nigga got through 2 class periods, bro.
Dog, Common don't sound like a Sambo. Why he doing the Sambo?
Nigga, cause he just, dude, I'm telling you. James, nigga, we talking about fucking Boondocks, nigga. James is Nostradamus out here, man.
James, hey, brother, the other half of the Brothers of Doom called it. He called it.
Said, he put a post out on Facebook saying somebody tonight is gathering together an outfit which is gonna ruin the rest of their life.
The rest of their life, dog.
Nigga, if he ain't called that motherfucker, I'm telling you, I don't know what it is, man.
I mean, Common ain't even brown. He's a very light skinned nigga.
He went straight up blackity blackface, nigga.
That nigga did his whole head.
He looked like he put a stocking over his head or something.
Dog, he like fuck the blue man group. He the black man group, dog. He got his whole face cut.
But nigga, he got through 2 class periods before the administration was like, yo, you probably should not do that shit. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
So, I mean,
they should have sent that nigga home indefinitely.
He should have walked in. Somebody should have been like, not today, dog. Come on, bro. Really?
Nigga, what day is it gonna be cool? Nigga, I don't know.
I mean, no day. I'm just saying, like, you really trying to get fired, huh?
Yeah.
You trying to get fired, huh? You don't want to pay no bill, huh? You should have He should have did.
Should have been juvenile, blackface.
Should have been juvenile. Yeah. You want me leaving on the street, huh?
Yeah.
You won't be able to pay for your car, huh?
You won't have nothing to eat, huh?
You won't
be out there walking on your feet, huh?
You want one of these big ass niggas in your class to punch you in the face, huh?
Oh man.
Come on, dog. Look here, y'all. You can do an African American character and not do blackface. There are many, 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 many examples of it out there. Yeah, you ain't gotta do it. I think they had some white lady who did Candyman. She had the little bees and shit on her face and on her neck, and she had the little fucked up suit he be wearing. She wasn't in blackface, and everybody knew she was Candyman.
Like, what was he trying to accomplish with that lesson?
I don't know.
He trying to get kids to understand that AI is the future and they can do it.
Nigga, why not be a big ass robot? Just be a big robot. Be the Terminator, nigga. AI is the future.
Nigga, you just could have played Common's fucking commercial, nigga. Like,
that too. I don't know.
Classroom, nigga.
Dog, I don't understand what is happening in the world, dog. People are losing their fucking mind. Like,
it's Halloween, man. They get a pass for that.
It's not even Halloween, dog. Like, specifically, I feel like white folks are purposely forgetting. Like, I don't understand why I can't say nigga, and I don't understand why I can't dress up in blackface. What is happening?
Nigga, that shit was 150 years ago. Get over it.
I don't understand.
Get over it. 9/11 we'll never forget.
9/11 we'll never forget, but slavery, get over it. Today.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm disgusted by his makeup, dog.
Opportunities limitless, possibilities senseless. What will you do? Millions of people, not enough to eat. What will we do? With AI, Microsoft technology, the future is up to you. You can do.
Dog, if I had been in this class, I'd been like, shut the fuck up. And why are you...
I'd have walked straight the fuck out, and I'd have went down to the administration. Hey,
You would have been like, hey, young, you have been young Joe. Hey, we got one to go.
We got one to go.
We got one to go.
We got one to go. Get this nigga up out the paint, bro.
Get this nigga out the arena. Fuck the paint. Look here, white people. Y'all gotta be better friends to your other white friends. And niggas out there too. Take your white friends, man. Hey, man. Don't be putting that shit in your face. It don't need to be in the back face. You don't do it.
Where the fuck was the janitor, nigga?
Where was the old black? Well, he died on the duck boat. The old black man died. He died. He died about a year and a half ago. But R.I.P. Nigga.
Come on, it gotta be another one.
So, Duck Boat Junior.
I wouldn't do that shit if I was you.
Hey, bro. Hey, nigga, you don't get fired.
That is not the look, nigga.
I mean, it gotta be just a random nigga. So there's no way he drove into work like that. No way. No way.
He might have. He might have said, "This is what I'm gonna do for the day." This nigga, this the lesson.
AI. That's the lesson.
Nigga, he might put it in his lesson plans and everything. I'm gonna be a blackface, nigga.
Hey, it's in the syllabus. Syllabus guy.
And I'll be common.
Blackface on the syllabus, nigga. Shout out to whoever this kid is just filming this shit at this table. Like, what the fuck is happening?
Yes.
Okay.
We gonna get this nigga fired today.
I have no segue, dog. I'm just gonna, I have no segue for this. I'm just gonna move on, nigga.
We could probably fucking end the show, nigga.
just go to bed, dog. The world's coming to an end.
Where do we go from here?
I don't know. So in what's this 2019 January 24th, the Kansas City Council voted 8-4 to rename the Paseo Boulevard for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Some property and business owners on the Paseo have started a petition initiative to squash plans to rename the streets for the civil rights leader. Joe, could you enlighten us to why this is a topic of discussion and also brought to vote again recently here in the Kansas City metropolitan area?
I mean, I think of myself as a little bit of a traveler, and I've been around several major U.S. cities.
Mm-hmm.
And everywhere I go, I seem to see a Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard or street or avenue or something like that. And I always wondered why we didn't have one in Kansas City. And so here we are 50 years plus after the assassination of Dr. King, and about 51 years after it. And I think, civic leaders decided it was time, I think what happened 50 years ago is, nigga racism.
Yeah.
Ain't racism. They were like, nah, we ain't doing that shit. Them other cities can do that shit. We ain't doing that shit. They did, in lieu of naming a street after Dr. King 50 years ago, they named a middle school, which is now moved and is now an elementary school. But we do have a school in our school district named after Dr. King. There is a park named after Dr. King in our community.
Mm-hmm.
But there is not a street, and I think people wanted to right a wrong. But what they did is they slaughtered a sacred cow in order to do so.
I think so.
And so what they did is they kind of, without a whole lot of civic participation, the city council decided to rename Paseo Boulevard, one of the most historic streets in our community, after Dr. King, and it ruffled a lot of feathers.
Sorry.
So, basically people got together, they petitioned. There was a referendum this last Tuesday. And overwhelmingly, the people decided down with the dream. And let's say the Paseo. So.
Yeah. I don't know, it's just weird. I guess I can see it both ways. I mean, like you said, the Paseo does have a history. I mean, especially in this area.
Yeah.
Kansas, I should say, in this area in particular. But yeah, I don't see I don't know, the weird joke of MLK Boulevard being surrounded by in all major cities. I just don't understand. Besides racism.
Well, what you don't understand? Why we turned it back, or?
Yeah, why we turn it back? Yes.
So well, I know you're not registered in Missouri yet, but had you been in Missouri, which way would you have voted?
I probably would have voted as far as going to MLK.
Keeping it MLK?
Yeah.
I was kind of.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was kind of. I did vote, and normally I don't try to reveal my votes, but.
I feel you.
But in this particular case, I was kind of on the fence about it. I do want to see a Dr. King Boulevard, but Paseo is, a special place in our community. I think it's one of the nicer streets.
It is.
In the black community, and it's been that way for a long time. There's a high school that many people graduated from. My sister graduated from. Named for that street. It's we're the city of fountains. Well, the first fountain in Kansas City, the oldest fountain in Kansas City, is on Paseo. So I mean, it's a place that a lot of people, have fond memories of, and I think it was, if they renamed the entire Paseo Dr. King Boulevard, Paseo would go away forever, and I don't know.
You know what?
The historian and me didn't like that.
I should say, yeah, let me think that, yeah. Take that back. Maybe, no, it should be, we can find another street. I don't know. Because like I said, it's like, Paseo's a lot of history. My dad, when he was living down in the city, very near Paseo, so I have a lot of memories in that area.
Yeah. And see, I was talking to a colleague right before I went to go vote, and I kind of got persuaded. And basically, the word was they had property on the Paseo. And, if you go to other urban cities, urban communities that have MLK, the joke goes, he was there for nonviolence. Another thing that the Boondocks predicted.
Yeah, but that's what I said, too, is like as far as the vote goes, that more, yeah.
MLK stands for nonviolence, but if you on MLK, it's violence going on, say Chris Rock, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, unfortunately.
So, I mean, the idea was that if you have property in and around Paseo, you stand to lose some property value. And I thought that was something that might be compelling. But I mean, my thing was, shit, nigga, name another street. I figured there's a lot of number streets in Kansas City.
Yeah.
That we could change, and my thing was,
I mean, New York does it all the time. They'll have like one street that has like 8 fucking different names.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think MLK is a street that we should probably, it should be a significant street. It shouldn't just be like, one block or something like that. But,
no. I'm saying that I was going to say that it could happen that we could just rename a number street, but also a number street that may be a number street that crosses the Paseo and intersects.
And so what I'm saying is, Kansas City is unique to some cities in that, the number streets go east and west, and the name streets pretty much go north and south.
Correct.
But there are a few name streets that go east and west. And so my thing was, they put they renamed Paseo MLK, which is on the east side, and the east side is the black side of Kansas City. It's on the Negro side of truth, where the redlining took place. And so it's in the black community, and why is it that it's got to be strictly in the black community? Why it can't be a cross section? So let's get an East-West Street. Let's rename 31st Street. Let's rename 63rd. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
And have a street that everybody gets to be uplifted by seeing that name.
103rd. Right into Overland Park, nigga.
Yeah, right. 47th Street, take it right into Shining Mission or something. You know what I'm saying? So,
all of it, yeah.
All of it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, let's get a street that, everybody get to see that.
Yep.
Instead of just the black folk, let's get everybody a little taste of that history. And so I know it probably looks bad to a national audience.
It does.
To do that. And I do think that there were some racist people who were like, say the Paseo because, we don't want this. Why we gotta have a street named after MLK?
Yeah, but you bring, to the listeners who listen, and people who read up on, who actually, we in this Twitter world where people just read headlines in 130 words. But yeah, man, if you really read up on the history, like you said, you brought up Paseo and the high school and the fountain, and really, going back into what Paseo means to a lot of black families. There's a lot there.
Yeah, so my thing was, I think the vote was to restore Paseo, not to say we don't want MLK. You know what I'm saying? We just not the expense of Paseo. So I think there was a Facebook group that was organized to save the Paseo, and I think if you go back and look on that group, there's discussion, a discussion board that is suggesting that, okay, so now that we have saved the Paseo, where can we put MLK? And so there were several suggestions of streets that could be done. Some of them were named streets, but others were number streets. You know what I'm saying? So, to me, I'd say pick one of the major thoroughfares that's a number street. And let's make that MLK. And go.
One of them ones that run motherfucking from Independence all the way. He said, because 31st was that shit hit Independence all the way up to 40.
31st might cut off. I think it jumped into
I gotta look at a map.
Yeah, I gotta look at a map. I think it jumped into 40 highway, but
yeah, but
something that's a significant street that's a thoroughfare that kind of run east-west and it gets a cross-section of Kansas City. And let's everybody in the community, be uplifted instead of, just trying to relegate that to the black folk,
But before we close it out, we won't know the answer specifically, but thought about as far as like the foresight, I guess, and also hindsight of like, did people not really think and know the history of Paseo, or maybe they did, and that's why they wanted such a prominent national figure's name to be associated with the Paseo?
The Paseo, first and foremost, the Paseo used to be part of the white community.
Correct.
Let's be real clear about that.
People got into the history of Kansas City and the divisions as far as like whites. Then when they had the whole thing with the mafia and all that shit, like there's a lot of history in Kansas City if you ever want to get into it.
So because the homes on Paseo, it was there's very nice homes on Paseo. They were built a long time ago when white community dominated and black folks were relegated past 27th Street. On the north side. And so, there's white families that I guess, hey, we got great-grandparents that had a property here, blah, blah, whatever. But it is a boulevard, and Kansas City not only known for its fountains, but it's also known for its boulevards. And so there's like a park in between the east and west, the north and southbound lanes, you know what I'm saying? And so I think what part of it was that the city council was trying to do is that, hey, they wanted a nice street to be MLK. They didn't just want any old street to be MLK. They wanted it to be a very nice street. And they wanted the park system to maintain it. So with Paseo being a boulevard, it'd be maintained by the park system. Grass would be cut, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, man. I think they just overread their hand.
Yeah.
So.
Well, hopefully. Back to the drawing board, and hopefully, people listen to the ideas and the smartness of this show and be like, you know what, a number street would be better.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. All right. But yeah, I need, if y'all listening, to really dig into that story and just don't think that Kansas City said, fuck it, we don't want MLK. There's a lot to it. And Paseo Boulevard does. It's just one of them things. If you from Kansas City, somebody say Paseo Boulevard, you probably got a memory associated with that area. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So a lot of emotional responses, and I was kind of swayed by the economic one too. So I mean,
especially for you, because you're closer to the area than I am. I mean, I guess I'm a little closer now since I've moved back to Kansas City, Missouri, but you're still much closer to the area than I am, and you have been for a minute.
Yeah, when I jump on 71, I get on Paseo first. So, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, so, like...
an idea that somebody I know of said, let's make 71 highway. But
man,
that's already Bruce R. Watkins.
Yeah, at a certain point, you're right.
That's already Bruce R. Watkins. So
now,
Bruce R. Watkins was one of the first black people to run for mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Kansas City, he didn't win, but he ran for mayor.
Salute.
Successful mortuary, yeah. So so that's Bruce R. Watkins, but they were saying name 71 there, and I'm
like, yeah, come on now, don't do that to him.
It'd be nice, but yeah, it'd be nice. You can't just kick out the other man, you know what I'm saying? So
I feel you. Yeah. Hey, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever? You like air fresheners in your car, right?
I do, man. Like the minty smell or forest green.
Forest green. I like the what's the black one? The ice. I like the ice.
You like that? Okay. Right.
Yeah. So, I guess in some states it's illegal to have a car air freshener.
I think it's illegal to be black and have air freshener.
Let's listen.
Tonight, an exclusive from the ABC 15 investigators.
You're about to hear from the Arizona man whose traffic stop made national headlines.
So you stopped me for my car air freshener? Yes, sir.
On his cell phone, Philip Colbert recorded how he was stopped by a deputy, ordered out of his car and questioned repeatedly, all because of an air freshener. He believes it was profiling, and so do his attorneys.
They tell ABC 15 investigator Dave Biskobing they are...
Look, man. I get both y'all. Well, she looks a little Latina, but the other dude's a white man. He believes it's profiling.
I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. Yeah, it's profiling.
Shit. Okay.
Looking to expose more about what happened and the deputy involved.
Like I said, he stopped me. Let's see what for.
It's mid-morning, September 19th, and Phil Colbert doesn't know why he's been stopped.
Morning, sir. How you doing, man? You got your license, registration, insurance? Yes, sir. Okay, any weapons in the car? Nope. Okay. Can I get it from my glove box? Yeah, please. Can I ask you why you stopped me? So you can't have anything hanging from your rearview mirror. So you stopped me for my car air freshener? Yes, sir.
Air freshener.
The little tree.
The little tree in my window, yes, the air freshener.
Colbert says the La Paz County Sheriff deputy had been following his silver Chrysler for a while.
So I'm actually driving from work, and I'm actually going to see my dad in Parker, so I work in Havasu. I'm actually going to see my dad, and that's when it all happened.
How long was he following you for?
About 10 to 15 minutes.
And so you're just...
10 to 15 minutes.
Nigga, that's looking for a reason.
So here's my thing. So I'm like, so if it's illegal for me to have this on my rearview mirror, why it take you 10 to 15 minutes to figure that out?
Right. Because, nigga, I had to find a reason. I had to go through my mental Rolodex of all the codes and violations I can pull a nigga over for. That nigga had a hard on to pull over a nigga. That's what that is.
It's like, and nothing came of it. But like a while back, I got pulled over, and the cop was like, "Oh, you can't have those." You know how I got the little Missouri MU Tigers thing on the back of my car.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, "Oh, we pulled you over because that's illegal because it obstructs the view of the license plate." I said, "What?" But you can see my license plate quite clearly. You can see all the numbers; they're not hidden. Like, well, we can't. It's kind of hard to see the month on there. I'm like, you can see NOV, November, in the color. That's why it's color coded. Now here's my ID. Here's my license and my registration. Of course, he went back and like, all right, you have a good day, and just remember to take that off when you get home. I ain't never been pulled over again before that. It's still on the back of my car.
Yeah, I mean, nigga, they find reasons.
They find reasons. I ain't never heard that. I was like, why you pulling me over? He like, you know that's illegal to have in your car? I said, the thing that the car dealership give you?
Newsflash, nigga. They fuck with niggas in cars.
Breaking news. This just saying, police will fuck with you if you're a nigga in the car.
We're gonna pull them over for DWB. We got a DWB in process. Right?
Yeah, drive my black. His car look better than mine. Pull him over.
Pull him over.
Hold on.
Waiting for him to pull you over.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's why you start the phone, because you know he's just waiting.
Yep.
Almost immediately, as Colbert reaches for his documents, the deputy starts questioning him about drugs.
Got my cards in there.
I didn't know why he got pulled over. I don't know if you've seen this video, and of course, I can't mirror my screen. He got the sunroof, moonroof option, so he got a nice car. He got a big ass sunroof, moonroof.
Nigga, that remind me of the movie.
Yeah.
What's the name of the movie?
Oh, American Son?
American Son.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Pretty much, but yeah. But yeah, you can tell by this nigga, the size of the sunroof in his car. That's a nice car he got.
Any marijuana in the car? Nope. Okay. You smoke marijuana? No.
And he asks again and again and again.
Mr. Colbert, when's the last time you did smoke marijuana? I never smoked. I
Never?
just said that. Okay.
Unsatisfied, the deputy eventually tells him to step out.
Mr. Colbert, you said there's no weapons in the car?
Nope.
Okay, do me a favor. Relax, man. You're still 10 and 2.
It's just what I learned growing up. So my mom and dad always taught me keeping hands 10 and 2, stay as calm as possible.
My man said, "Do you smoke marijuana?" Nope. When's the last time you smoked marijuana?
You can't tell me that a black man driving a nice car ain't smoking marijuana, man. Come on, man.
Nigga, even if I do smoke marijuana, what is your business? I smoke marijuana at the house.
Nigga, I'm not gonna do anything. Just tell me, nigga.
You smoke marijuana. You want some marijuana? I got some marijuana on me right now. Matter of fact, if you let me search your car, I'm gonna put this marijuana in your car.
I'm not gonna bust you over a joint, nigga. Just let me know, man.
You holding?
You got a nickel bag?
You holding?
What's up?
Like, you know what? Hold on. I said marijuana. You smoke crack?
Yeah.
When's the last time you smoked crack?
Come on, man. You niggers, you smoking crack, ain't you?
I would say meth, but we know niggas ain't fucking with that meth. Crack. You smoke crack?
You smoke crack, don't you? we'll do it expeditiously.
Nah, and hey, but you know what? But bravo to him, dog, because he how annoying is that? I just told you I don't smoke, and then when's the last time you smoked? Huh? Are you listening?
I put it this way: I remember getting pulled over in my 20s, and I wasn't nearly as patient with the police. And I don't know if camera phones were a thing yet. It's a miracle I'm still alive. So I don't know. Kudos to that, man.
I mean, kudos, dog. It's annoying.
Yeah.
It's very annoying. I'll put a little bit more.
Hey, been there, done that.
A little bit more. Then we gonna move on to what you talked about.
Mind, this is where I'm relaxed at. Okay. Can I have you hop out? I just have a couple more questions for you, and I want to speak to you man to man, so that way you're not doing this and I'm leaned over. Okay. Can I unfasten my seatbelt? Yeah, dude.
When he stepped me out the car, then I was kind of weary about the situation where it was going.
Out of the car, the deputy starts to accuse Colbert of not being honest.
Like I said, you're showing me signs of deception, and I'd rather you just be upfront with me, man. If you got a joint, I'll smoke. Okay.
How many times do you think he asked you about the marijuana?
Over 10 times.
He's simply unwilling to believe him.
So there's no marijuana, anything like that in the car? Any no belt? No cocaine? No heroin? No. Okay. Did you have any objection to me searching your car, man?
Yes.
No heroin? No cocaine?
No cocaine.
And
I mean, I've been hit up like that too. I was driving up from Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
I was driving through Oklahoma. I was driving up from Texas, and fucking state trooper pulled me over and said, "Hey man, can we check your backpack? Because we got a lot of motherfuckers who come through here moving shit. So we just want to look in your backpack." What the fuck you want to look at my backpack for, man? Nigga out here driving by himself got to be moving drugs, I guess. I don't know. Got to be a mule of some sort, man. So I've been there and done that, man.
And it's crazy.
Yeah, story of a black man in America. So.
And then you almost want to say, you think in this day and age that motherfuckers want niggas to move their dope when y'all are knowingly going to harass them and pull them over and look for it?
Right.
That's gonna be a motherfucking soccer mom, nigga. Get out of here. Yeah, no, that. Well, unlike you brought that question up in the movie American Son. Unlike that movie where that dude, I guess the cop did actually see that nigga buy drugs in American Son.
Did he buy drugs?
Huh?
Did the son buy drugs in there?
It wasn't the son. You know what? Let's play this for say people here we talk about.
My son never came home.
Look, I'm sure that he's going to turn up. First name?
Jamal, Jamal.
Does he have any distinguishing scars, tattoos, gold teeth? Does he go by any street names?
He doesn't have a street name.
There was an incident.
What does that mean?
Further information needs to go through Lieutenant Stokes. I don't know him personally. They told me that he's been paged to come down here immediately.
I want to know now.
Man, I'm glad you're here.
She went from like 0 to ghetto and nothing flat.
It's okay. Everything's gonna be fine. Where's our son?
Ma'am, I have kids too.
Any of them black?
Excuse me?
Keep your hands on the wheel, boy. Look straight ahead. Don't make any sudden moves. Wouldn't want to make the man in the bulletproof vest nervous when he's pointing a Glock at your head. You're the one who disappeared from his life.
Oh, this is my fault now.
Well, you walked out on him. Let's just find our son.
All right. We ain't gotta play that whole thing. I'm starting to get annoyed, and then she just made that face.
I just want to know why Kerry Washington always plays opposite a white love interest. That's all I want to know.
I don't know.
If somebody can explain that to me.
You can write in. You can find us on Twitter, Triple B Pod. Find us there. Let us know what's going on with that.
I need to know. I need to know.
No, so at the during when they give the report, their son had allowed one of the friends to drive, and the black cop. Spoiler alert. If you ain't, you know what? Fuck it. Nigga, spoiler alert. So allowed his friend to drive, and the cop witnessed the friend buy some marijuana, and that's why he pulled him over.
Is that why he pulled him over?
That's what they said. Well, no. Well.
They pulled him over because of the bumper sticker.
I think he was trailing him because of the bumper sticker. But I'm just saying, it depends on what you go by. Because when the black dude came in, the report he gave was that the cop had witnessed him, old boy, buy some marijuana. But there's also the bumper sticker too that was brought up too. So who knows? Shoot cops or whatever. Supposed to be, yeah.
Yeah, it was a double entendre. It was
shoot cops at work. while they work, but it's supposed to be a camera.
Yeah, so like old boy did with the air freshener. How he had the video of the cop. You shoot with the camera, but it was in big letters, shoot cops.
Yeah.
And so that was basically meant to upset several people. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, because they kept bringing that up initially, like that he had that bumper sticker. And I think when the black dude came in, who also, by the way, had some bars for Kerry Washington's character.
Right.
Before you call me an Uncle Tom nigga, I was like, ooh, he does make a point. He did just arrest your ex-white husband.
Right. You call me an Uncle Tom. It play better when I ain't just arrest your white husband.
Nigga, I was like, game, as we call that in the tennis court, game match, nigga.
Yeah, game, set, and match, sir.
That's all.
That is check to your mate.
Check to your mate. I don't know what other sport is good in overtime. I don't know, dog. Yeah, but we were talking about it pregame. I'm still torn. I don't know if I liked it or not. And we're talking about American Son, y'all. It's on Netflix. I don't know who wrote the play, but it's based on a play. I gotta look that up.
Yeah, because I mean the whole movie was shot in one room, and that was a bit odd to me. But when you said it was based on a play, it makes sense, you know. But I mean, I thought it was I thought it was an interesting paradigm. I thought it was poignant. I thought it was timely. You know, we were in the midst of the Black Lives Matter movement. You know.
Oh wow. Ooh.
What's the word?
Wow. So Kerry Washington and old boy Stephen Pasquale, who was the FBI agent, they were in the play.
Oh, they were in the play, and then they
made it. So the final performance was this year, January 27th. It was on Broadway. I'm trying to see who wrote it. My bad. You keep talking. I'll keep looking.
Well, I think you brought up a good point in the pregame. The white dude's character, man, this Irishman's character, he didn't seem to. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if this is the thing or not. I mean, I am from a mixed family, and so I have been in, I guess, a similar situation to the son, but they seem to be a little bit more upper crust than we were. I think we were, you know, middle class.
Yeah.
These guys seem to be like more upper middle class. And they have, you know, taken some steps to kind of remove their son from some of the influences of maybe the urban core. But, you know, he's having an awakening, and he's kind of rebelling because he's really, you know, he's realizing that everywhere he goes, no matter how well educated he is, he's still black, and he's going to be treated as such. And so, you know, I think he's upset about that, and he's kind of just raging against the machine, and hence the bumper sticker, and kind of going out with some friends, probably at an ill-advised time, doing some ill-advised things.
Yeah. And add to that his dad, who seems to be somewhat ignorant about what race plays in society, or just blatantly like it doesn't matter, is an FBI agent.
I don't know how you have an 18-year-old black son and
I don't
not
get
be
it.
a little bit more in tune with, like, and not just a black son, but a black son and a black wife. Like,
and I think, as we talked about in the pregame, I think that's the thing that annoyed me. But and I will say, if you want to, it is a very, don't get me wrong, the things that annoyed me and maybe I don't know if I don't like it, I think it had more to do with this couple and their relationship and how they related to their son, which could be a very real thing. I get that, but it was a very well acted you call it a movie or play. It was very well acted. Don't get me wrong. It's very well acted. Ain't no besides Kerry Washington doing Kerry Washington face.
Kerry Washington keep making the same face.
Yeah. Outside of that, it's some good dialogue. It's definitely one of those things. If you watch them with your friends, whether especially you watch them with friends and it's a mixed group, it opens up some good dialogue about race and identity. If you have, I have a friend who's biracial. Hey, Joe. Who is biracial that grows up, it's a good show to open up that dialogue. But I'm just saying, like, for me, someone who has been married to a white woman, I couldn't have married that white woman if she was as ignorant as this motherfucker was when it came to race.
Yeah.
And in my mind when I'm watching that, and even with Lady Lavender, who has dated a white man, we both were talking about this. Like, could you have done this? And like, no. If a motherfucker was this crazy, this silly, when it came to my blackness, not only could I couldn't even kiss you, let alone have sex with you, let alone have a baby with you. It's weird.
I don't know. I mean, Lady Lavender kind of woke though.
Yeah, she woke in the motherfucker. Sometimes she be putting me to task, and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, so I don't know. Kerry Washington's character was as woke.
No, definitely not as woke. So we do come from a different stand. We are a little militant over here at 11704 Quarantine. Yeah. Y'all can come find us if you want. I don't give a fuck.
Come here, got something for you, huh?
Yeah. You see what we did to them coons, nigga.
Yeah, nigga. We got that trap for your ass.
They ain't been back.
They moved to Arkansas on their ass. So.
But dog, like I'm looking. I'll put in the show notes too, dog. So yeah, dog. Everybody that was in the Netflix movie was in the Broadway play.
So they just took the play and transplanted it to film.
Yeah. Okay. Christopher DeMose Brown is the playwright, and Kenny Leon was the director.
Mm-hmm.
So damn, they probably had the same outfits on too. So everybody that was in the play was in the Netflix quote unquote movie. It ain't no movie, dog. That is a play shot for Netflix. I'm sorry.
I mean,
but it's still good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I mean, I think it's a conversation piece.
Yeah.
Like I said, there were some things that frustrated me about it.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna keep that to myself.
And then, like, some of the things when it's like, we're both parents.
Mm-hmm.
If my son is missing, and you allude to that, or even any of my children, whether it's my daughter, whoever, any of my children, if any of my children are, I think, are arrested or missing, and you allude to the fact that they may be in your custody, I'm not fucking reminiscing with my ex about how things could have been, should have been, would have been. Fuck that. Especially if my ex is an FBI agent, and I get it, federal and state laws, blah, blah, blah. But, nigga, I need you to be on the phone figuring this shit out. Because I get you a federal agent, but federal agents got friends at the state, local level. We need to figure this out. We ain't talking about...
I mean, I think well, you say ex. I don't think they exes. I think he is removed.
You mean separated? Okay, so separated.
Separated, yeah.
There we
separated. Go. And so I think the emotions might have been still raw there.
But then wasn't it like 5 years or some shit like that though?
I don't know about all that. I think it's been a minute, but I mean, I think they separate. I don't think they divorced.
Okay, you're right. But even then though, still, we ain't got time for this.
Yeah. They've been sitting in there for hours, so I don't know.
I get it.
And then part of it was the detective read her, nigga.
Hey, that dude was acting stupid as shit.
Yeah, he was.
He was acting stupid.
You gonna come in here with the white husband and call me the Uncle Tom, okay?
Hey, when he was like, I'm gonna talk to my lawyer. That nigga said, my lawyer is a state attorney. What's the name of yours? Hey, nigga. Hey, he had bars, nigga. That nigga had bars.
He ethered that ass. Nigga.
Hey, dog. Look at nigga was like, I mean, yeah, I would say it's definitely worth the watch. It's definitely worth the watch. I'm warning you, you will be annoyed.
Especially since you ain't got to leave the house.
Yeah. You will be annoyed. Kerry Washington is going to make the grumpy faces. There will be, like, music playing at times. You'll be like, why the fuck are we going to this music? Maybe we're supposed to be figuring out why black kids are dead. But I definitely think it's a good watch. Like I said, I don't know. I think it's more of just being annoyed with some of the dialogue. But it's definitely, I think it's well acted. So yeah, it's worth the watch.
Yeah, that's cool.
What you said? Yeah, well, that's what?
It's a conversation starter.
Yeah,
it's a conversation. I don't know if it's well acted. I think the detective come in and do his thing. I mean, shit, it ain't but what, fucking 4 characters in the movie.
Yeah. That's it.
It's like the night little watchman cop.
Who acting stupid?
Right. It's Kerry Washington. It's her Irish husband.
Yep.
And it's a detective, and then maybe somebody might came in and slapped some handcuffs on somebody.
Her character was so annoying, though, dog. She was annoying. She was correcting that dude. See why that nigga left.
Yeah.
Nigga like, I don't want to be bothered. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. So you can say ain't, but I can't say y'all? Okay.
He's using it with emphasis to let you know that shut, woman. Yeah, man. I'm gonna keep that to myself.
Keep it to yourself, dog. She was annoying me, dog. And I get in his just like outright, like, if I move my biracial son out of the hood and surround him by a bunch of white people, he'll be better mentality. That was annoying too. But she was,
he gotta know better about dog whistle shit. But you know what? I think this shit does happen though.
I know it does happen. He was definitely pick yourself up by the bootstraps nigga, and she was definitely let me find my white savior woman. I get it.
Ouch. You said she's white savior. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know if I go that far.
She wasn't?
I don't know if she's out here hounding, like, looking for it.
I don't think she out here looking for it, but you can't tell me that she didn't see these obvious cues that he had a problem with race as they were dating and married.
Well, yeah, she had to, but then they also broke up. I don't know.
But it sounded like he left, though.
Because she was giving that nigga the blues.
Because she probably correcting that nigga. Yeah, you can't say y'all. That nigga probably wanted to make some motherfucking cabbage and sausage, and she probably yelled at him.
Yeah.
Anyway, they both ridiculous, nigga.
That nigga was trying to make casserole, and she was pissed off, huh?
I don't know. They both got mushed. I would have mushed both them. My nigga, the detective came in, or whoever the liaison? That nigga came in and mushed her. He handcuffed that motherfucker and told her to shut the fuck up, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Definitely give it a listen, man. Definitely give it a watch if you got Netflix, you got free time. Because if you didn't have free time, you wouldn't have Netflix. There we go.
It's worth 90 minutes of your life.
It's worth 90 minutes of your life. All right, man. Shit, we covered everything.
And well.
Very well.
We did it well.
And fuck all you foot shufflers who were part of the crew who didn't get on.
Well,
I'm joking.
We did reschedule for Saturday.
We did. But then they said cool. Y'all said cool.
I was gonna be out too, nigga. Look, my shit fell through. I had other players too. Nigga.
That is right. You know what? I just would have been on here talking to myself. And then, and furthermore, Joe would have been like, I'm not editing this shit, nigga. Throwing this shit in the trash bin.
Old narcissistic ass nigga.
Oh, Kanye West ass nigga.
But as it stands, nah, man, we held it down. So.
We did. Nah, man, I hope everybody, all the rest of the crew, I know 10 meters is at a wedding. I don't know what James doing. He probably just living his best life, loving his wife, all that good shit. Lady Lavender, I know she tired. She had to deal with my black ass, and at the last minute deciding that she's going to drive down there with me to Salina. So it is what it is. I appreciate it. We appreciate them. We appreciate them. All right. I ain't taking my black ass to bed, bro.
About that time.
About that time. Yeah, man. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Brother Breaking Bread Podcast, Triple B's. Never, ever miss a moment to break bread with your brothers. We out?
We out. Break bread with your brothers whenever possible.